They look like them, move like them,
Smell like them.
yes, and some even behave like them.
So then that means I'm a dinosaur! Roar! Cool.
Afraid not. You see, dinosaurs died out all at once, but lizards were around at the same time as that happened.
Uh-huh.
And they're still around today.
Oh. So what?
Well, if lizards were the same as dinosaurs, then they would have died out at exactly the same time, right?
All right! So did all the dinosaurs die out then?
Yes, I'm sorry, Henry. Though some people think there are animals left on this planet that are directly descended from the dinosaurs.
That's unbelievable!
Is it? Look at this.
Wow, yeah! The unmistakable claws of a Megasaurus! Its body covered in thick feathers? Feathers?
What do you expect? It's an ostrich.
So, not a dinosaur then.
No, but birds do have some dinosaur features. In fact, one of the first birds was a close relative of the dinosaurs, the Archaeopteryx.
Gesundheit!
No, that's Archaeopteryx, Henry. Now, don't you see that if birds are descended from dinosaurs, then that means...
Dinosaurs didn't die out! They're still around! Yay!
And seeing how many birds there are, you could say the descendants of the dinosaurs still rule the world.
Cool! Go, dinosaur, go!
And now, ladies and gentle lizards, it's time for Henry's Amazing Golden Gecko Awards.
The prize winners for the all-time best prehistoric animal are... In third place is the dragonfly, whose ancient relatives were among the first animals ever to fly. So who taught them, I wonder? In second place is the sharks. Sharks are the oldest fish in the sea, and they haven't changed at all since before the time of the dinosaurs. Ew, they must smell awful. But the winner of the Golden Gecko Award for the best prehistoric animal is... the crocodile! These modern-day monsters first appeared before many of the great dinosaurs. And the 22 types of crocodile alive today are among the dinosaurs' closest living relatives. Though they're nowhere near as big as the biggest dinosaurs, they are the largest reptiles on Earth. Some grow to nearly 30 feet long. That's longer than a stretch limo. They may look pretty slow, but when they need to, pow! They can overcome most of the animals they eat with an amazing burst of speed. Crocs are not only one of the most ancient animals around, they're also one of the meanest. The ancient Egyptians feared and respected crocodiles just because they were so powerful and so old. And that's why the crocodile is the all-time best prehistoric animal. Whenever we are now, it sure is cold.
That's because we're in the last ice age, Henry, about 10,000 years ago. Here, maybe this will help.
Thanks, that's a lot better. Hey, we're in a cave.
It's not just a cave, Henry. It's somebody's home.
Whose?
Can't you tell by the paintings?
What? We turned into an art program all of a sudden?
No, Henry. Those are primitive paintings made by cavemen. They show all the animals they used to hunt, like the bison.
Whoa! But not dinosaurs, right?
Right. Dinosaurs died out long before people came on the scene.
Now that looks like a tiger's skull.
Nope. That's a saber-toothed tiger. They became extinct thousands of years ago.
Ah! Try telling that guy. Whoa!
When cavemen were around, mammals were the #1 animals. Some of the earliest mammals were like this spiny Australian echidna. They're such primitive creatures that they still lay eggs, like reptiles and birds.
You're telling me that things like these ruled the world?
Well, no. Mammals have changed a lot since these guys first turned up. In fact, they became so advanced that most other animals just couldn't compete with them.
Oh, so I guess there must have been a lot of them then.
That's right. Back then there were huge grassy plains covered by millions and millions of amazing mammals as far as the eye could see.
Must have been some lineup for the bathroom.
We can still get an idea of what it must have been like by looking at the great Serengeti plains of East Africa. Here there are vast herds of wildebeest or gnu and many other large herbivores. That's animals that eat plants.
I knew that!
Even these great herds would have been dwarfed by the herds of ancient times.
Ooh! Looks like we might finally get to see some action.
Big herds have always acted like a magnet for carnivores, whether it was the saber-toothed tiger millions of years ago or cheetahs today.
Bad canoes for the wildebeest. Get it?
Even the lion thought that stunk, Henry.
Sheesh! Everyone's a critic.
Well, we're back, Henry.
We are? Great! The past was a little too scary for my liking. Ah!
It's all right, Henry. It's only a fossil.
A what?
A fossil. The remains of an ancient animal that fell into mud. Over the years, the animal and the mud turned into hard rock, and that's how some ancient skeletons have been preserved.
Excuse me, but that's amazing!
Other animals have been preserved in ice. Even animals the size of woolly mammoths.
Hey, that guy looks like his whole body got frozen.
It certainly did, Henry. But even after thousands of years, the ice preserved the animals so well that people could still eat the meat.
A 10,000-year-old meal? Yeah, they should have read the expiration date. It's a shame these animals aren't still around.
That's evolution for you, Henry. Most animals just weren't equipped to survive all the changes this planet's been through. But there have been exceptions.
I thought there might be.
One of those exceptions is the horseshoe crab. It's not really a crab at all, but closer to an amphibious spider.
I wish you had told me that.
Well, like its spidery relatives, the horseshoe crab is one of nature's greatest survivors. And in its day, it was one of the most advanced forms of life on Earth.
Advanced? A saucepan on legs? There can't have been too much competition.
Well, I suppose not. The horseshoe crab was around when there wasn't much life on land. They spend most of their time buried in sand under the sea, and then come ashore in early summer to breed, laying up to 300 eggs on the beach before going back into the sea.
What? They just leave them in the sand?
Well, millions of years ago, it was a safe place. Remember, they were doing this long before there were land animals to eat their eggs. When they started, there were no hungry gulls around.
You'd think they'd learn, wouldn't you?
Well, Henry, to survive through the ages, an animal usually has to be able to adapt. But with horseshoe crabs, it's simply been a case of sticking to the same old routine for 300 million years and keeping your fingers crossed.
Crabs don't have fingers. Maybe they have to cross their crab sticks.
Henry, show a little respect. These guys are like living fossils. Now, come on. I've got a surprise for you.
This isn't a fossil, is it?
Yes, it is, Henry. It's a fossilized footprint. Sometimes the footprints of ancient animals got preserved just like their bones. Using these, scientists have been able to work out how big some of these animals were and even how fast they could run.
Excuse me, but that's amazing. You know, this one looks familiar. Hey, it fits.
It's your footprint. The mud you stepped in back in that ancient forest has become a fossil, Henry.
That's amazing. You can just call me Henrysaurus for short.
Yes, Henry, on this show, even you get to be an amazing prehistoric animal.